Good morning everybody, I hope everybody is well and thank you for joining me in my shed of radio controlled goodness. Okay, I've got another review of this model. Has been out for quite a while, as you probably already know. I normally tend not to jump on the first releases when they come out, but generally wait until maybe someone else has done a review and picked up some faults, and maybe it gives the chance of the manufacturers to iron out any problems which weren't probably revealed when it's first released. So what we got here is the WL Toys Q333. What we'll be looking at today is the A model, which is the one I've got. Is the FPV, the 5.8 gigahertz model. You can also get them in a Wi-Fi version and no version. This still has a camera with a micro SD slot, but obviously you can't see what the camera's looking at the time. Right, okay, the box itself, just give you a brief description of the arms. It performs like a DJI Inspire. The arms go up and down. I'll demonstrate that in the flight video. One thing I have to say is the lights are quite bright on this. So here we go. It says here it's got a HD camera. Yeah, it's HD just about. You've got a battery that, not having an Inspire, I'd imagine it's very similar. This is a 2200 milliamp 7.4 volt battery. So without further ado, we'll have a quick look what's in the box, and we go through the bits and pieces. Right then everyone, here are the contents of the box with the Q33A model. You have the quadcopter itself, and those eagle-eyed amongst you will realise I've already made a modification here, which I'll go into detail a little bit later. You have a spare set of props. GearBest will send you this as a spare. This is for the UK plug adapter. This is the normal charger which comes with it, that plugs into there, and under normal circumstances your proprietary battery will plug into there via its special housing, which also slots into here. You also have your transmitter and an FPV screen, which is very good, it's very nice, operating on the 5.8 gigahertz brand. You also have a micro SD card reader and a 4 gigabyte card. You have a separate sheet, or instruction sheet, for the FPV screen, and a manual which is fairly good. It is part English, part Chinglish, part Chinese. But those of you who are well versed with these brush quadcopters, especially from the likes of Simon and WL Toys, can figure out most of this yourself. There's very little to go wrong with them. I know the earlier models did have some problems, especially with the battery connections, and some were falling out of the sky and what have you. That largely seems to be resolved, which brings me on to my first of my modifications. You see that there's no battery housing here with a special connector. I've chosen to adapt my connections to an XT30 connector, not XT60 or 90, XT30. XT30 can certainly handle the voltage and the amperage that's generated by this quad, so there's no problem there. So it's aesthetically, it doesn't look as per the original. However, there is a cost saving, which is partly my reasons for doing this, and that was to buy these batteries, the proprietary batteries, at the time I think it was about £25, and I wanted two of them. So I already had two spare 7.4 volt 2200 milliamp batteries. So for me, the best option was to just get some male and female XD connectors and solder them up. So I've got my 2 extra batteries for flying, so I can take it to the field and I don't have to just have the one flight and that's it. Come home, I can have 2 or 3 flights. Okay, right, whilst we're waiting to take this down the field, and I'll give you a demonstration of the camera footage, I'll just show you how the FPV is working on this model. As in common with most, not all, brushed quadcopters, you power on the unit first. Just tuck that in there for now. There's your transmitter. Right, okay, this switch here, this is for the raising and lowering of the landing legs. Okay, so that's in its DJI Inspire mode, if you like. That will take it down to level, and this lowers the legs, ready for landing. This button here is for taking a photo or video, which will start the countdown on this screen here. This is not charged at the moment. I don't think there's any. No, it's not charged at the moment, so I can't show you. However, what I will do is show you the video feed from my G10 FPV watch, and here we have a live feed. There we go. So it's according to the watch, I'm on band E channel 4. I hope I've got that the right way round. Okay, right, back to transmitter. We have there your rates: 60, 80 and 100%. This is the light switch, turns on and off, and this one I'm going to hold the quad. Let me just have a quick look at them. I'm sure that that switch is for camera headless mode in brackets. That is going to be headless mode, not the camera, because we've already established that this button here is for the camera. Right, okie dokie. So as you can see, it looks like the Inspire, and I can tell you, well, according to WL, this model is probably one of their better sellers, primarily because the way it looks, I suppose. For those of us that can't afford an Inspire, and I must admit I can't, it looks like it does give a good impression as it's flying around the sky. Another reason I like this model is it does not have any of the modern features of any quadcopter, like, for instance, return to home. If you're going to crash it, it's going to crash. So, you know, in that way, it hones your flying skills a little bit better. Yeah, it doesn't have height hold. There's no barometric sensor on here at all. So you have to fly it. You have to hone your skills to keep this flying and not crash it. Having said that, this model has done very, very well indeed. I've been flying it around the local flying field, a bit of a maniac sometimes, and I've flown it into a hedge and it's come out relatively unscathed, and it's still flying quite well. The camera still works. Talking to the camera, I have made a slight modification. In its original form, the camera is angled down quite away, and there's no, because the field of view is not that great, there's no prospect of getting an horizon in view. So I've taken this apart and I've just angled the camera back up very, very slightly, just so I can, there's a chance of getting the horizon in view of the camera. You still have to go up at least 20 or so feet to achieve that, but you know, that's not too much of a problem. So what we'll do is we'll power this off and we will now have a little fly down the local park. Hello everyone. Right, okay, we're at my local field. It's a farmer's field, it's not a flying field. This is for a quick demonstration of the Q333, or to put it another way, the poor man's Mavic. So we get on and do a quick demonstration of the flight, but I really want to show you the quality of the footage coming from this little camera. So we turn on the drone first. Then the transmitter. I'm going to put it into 80% rates. It's down here. We'll turn the light off. Let's see if we can bind it. Although I've already bound it before. Let's have a look here. Right, we start the FPV screen, and it's recording. Right, so. When it's in this mode with the legs in the upward position, I find it much easier to fly. I don't know why, perhaps that's because of the actual orientation. Just bring it back in there so you can see it a bit closer. Now the beauty about this quadcopter is it hasn't got height hold, there's no fancy features to guide you. And that is, if you make a mistake, it's not really going to forgive you that much. It will crash. There's no return to home. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll put it into 100% rates and we'll give it full forward for you. Uh, 100%. Quite a turn there. And the lights are flashing, so oh, there we go. Let's see if we can bring it back before it looks as though it's going to, the battery's running out there, so let's bring it in for landing while we can. So there we have it. A little demonstration flight of the Q33. You can see all the modifications that I've had that I've previously described in the shed video. So hope you enjoyed this flight, and thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheerio.